The first time I noticed it, her voice sounded different on the phone. Smooth, rushed. Like she was already late for another life. I stood in my small kitchen, the kettle screaming softly, and thought, when did love start sounding like an inconvenience? I didn't know then that money had already begun to change my daughter, and that I was standing at the edge of a family drama I never imagined would be mine. I raised my daughter alone after her father passed away. We did not have much, but we had routines. Shared breakfasts, folded laundry on Sundays, and quiet evenings where she told me her dreams. I worked simple jobs, saved small amounts, and taught her one rule: never forget where you came from. She was bright, determined, and hungry for a better life. When she moved to the city, I cried for a week, then prayed every day that success would be kind to her. In my mind, money was safety, not separation. When she started earning well, I felt proud. I told neighbors my daughter was doing great, even when my own shoes were worn thin. But pride has a shadow, and I didn't see it growing behind me. The first cut was small. She forgot my birthday. No call, just a short message the next day. Then she canceled our monthly visit, saying she was too busy now. Her words were polite, but her tone felt distant, like I was an old habit she had outgrown. The turning point came when she asked me calmly to move out of the house we had shared for years. "It's better for you," she said. That was the moment I knew something precious had cracked. Life became quieter after that. I moved into a smaller room on the edge of town, carrying only 2 suitcases and a lifetime of memories. At night, I ate simple meals and listened to neighbors' televisions. Through thin walls, my daughter stopped visiting when I called. She spoke quickly, always distracted. Sometimes I heard laughter in the background. People I didn't know in a world I wasn't invited to. Bills stacked neatly on my table. Receipts told me what my pride wouldn't. I was counting every coin. I wondered if motherhood had an expiry date. Once I visited her unannounced. Her apartment was beautiful, filled with light and expensive silence. She looked embarrassed to see me standing there in plain clothes. I didn't mean to overhear it. Her voice drifted from another room as she spoke to someone on the phone. "She'll manage on her own," she said. "I can't carry everyone forever." Those words changed something inside me. I realized this was not just distance. It was a decision. Money had not only changed her lifestyle, it had rewritten her loyalties. Still, I stayed quiet. Not because I was weak, but because I needed to understand the truth fully. I began to demolish my life piece by piece. I reviewed old documents, savings, and the small assets I had kept untouched. I spoke to a trusted family friend. Not to complain, but to prepare. I didn't confront her. I learned instead to stand straighter, to depend less on hope and more on reality. Dignity, I discovered, is a form of strength I stopped calling first. I focused on my health, my routine, and my peace. Silence became my boundary. Months later, she called me unexpectedly. There was urgency in her voice. This time she needed help. Papers, signatures, something from the past she had ignored. We met at a cafe, neutral ground between 2 lives. She spoke quickly, confidently, until I gently placed the documents on the table. My voice was calm as I explained what I could and could not give. She paused for the first time in years. She really looked at me, and in that moment, the power shifted without a single raised voice. We didn't argue, we didn't cry. We simply understood that some lessons arrive late, and some distances are self-made. I walked home lighter than I had in years. Not because I won something, but because I stopped begging for love. This real-life story taught me that respect grows. Where boundaries are planted, love should never be traded for comfort. And a mother's worth is not measured by what she gives, but by who she is.